Bill Monroe and the Bluegrass Boys began to form in the 1930s, shortly after Bill and his brother Charlie broke up from a duet partnership. The band was roughly finished in 1945 when the last key musicians joined the group. The Bluegrass Boys are known to be the reason for the new name of the genre, bluegrass, since it was a new sound being created by Bill Monroe and his group. Bill's new band was different from other country music bands at the time because of its hard-driving timbre and powerful sound, its use of traditional acoustic instruments, and featuring highly characteristic vocal harmonies. Bill Monroe came to the naming of his group based on the nickname of his home state, Kentucky, which is the Bluegrass State. The original Bluegrass Boys consisted of 5 members: Bill Monroe, who played the mandolin, Earl Scruggs, who played the banjo, Lester Fat, who played the guitar, Chubby Wise on the fiddle, and Howard Watts with the bass. Moving on to the members, we will focus first on the founder and father of bluegrass music, who was Bill Monroe himself. He was influenced in his time by string bands, gospel music, country, and blues to create this new sound. Bill played many instruments, but for the Bluegrass Boys it was the mandolin. After experimenting with numerous instrumental arrangements, Bill settled on the mandolin, banjo, fiddle, guitar, and fiddle bass as the format of his band. Our next focus is Chubby Wise, who is a native of Florida that played the violin, otherwise known as the fiddle, for the Bluegrass Boys. He recorded a single track called Chicken Reel, which boosted his popularity as it was aired on WSM-NBC in 1936, 6 years before joining the Bluegrass Boys. Chubby joined the Bluegrass Boys in 1942 and stood with the group up until about 1948, where he then moved to another band and continued his own career. Our next musician is Earl Scruggs. He was a 21-year-old banjo player from North Carolina when he first joined the Bluegrass Boys in 1945. He played the banjo, and with it, gave bluegrass its gelled and twangy sound somewhere in 1945, shortly after he had joined. Scruggs played an innovative 3-finger picking style on the banjo that energized audiences and has since come to be called simply Scruggs-style banjo. Scruggs played with the Bluegrass Boys until 1948, where he then left and formed a new group with another member from the Bluegrass Boys. This other member who joined Scruggs was Lester Flatt, a native of Tennessee. He was the guitarist of the Bluegrass Boys, who played in the band for about 3 years before departing and teaming up with Scruggs. Not much is known as to why they broke up for Bill Monroe, but it is known that for about 2 decades, Bill did not communicate with his former members. This new group was the Foggy Mountain Boys. For about 20 years, Flatt and Scruggs were a major force in introducing bluegrass music to America through the use of mass media at the time. This media included such things as the radio, national television, performing at universities, and making many public appearances. Flatt's rich voice and old-fashioned rhythm guitar worked well with Scruggs' more progressive banjo stylings, creating a new distinctive sound that helped bluegrass's growth in America.
She'll help him raise a brand new barn, and then she'll play her ace. She'll raise a little ringer just to help her around the place. Get you a mail order prize.
Our last focus is Howard Watts, a Florida native. In 1941, Watts moved to Nashville and partnered with Paul Howard and his Arkansas cotton pickers, playing the guitar. It is here where Watts developed an interest in playing the bass fiddle in the 2 years he was with the group. Shortly after, Watts joined the Bluegrass Boys, playing the bass. Howard Watts turned in his notice to Bill Monroe and left the group and became a charter member of the Foggy Mountain Boys in 1950, where for 2 years he worked with them and helped them publish their music on the radio.